Ow.
That sounded like a good set of cracks right there.
Yeah, it just actually hurt for a second there.
Did it hurt so good, though?
No, it didn't hurt. All right, welcome, everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Hinamatsuri, episode 11.
We're almost through this show.
I love this show so much. It's so good.
I'm going to be sad to see it go.
I'm going to be sad to see it go as well.
Oh, boy. But last episode, we had some hilarious Hitomi focus.
Yes.
And all of the crazy antics that she gets herself into.
Exactly.
And then we also had the most adorable Anzu scene ever, except it's not because all of her scenes are adorable.
All of her scenes are pretty adorable.
With the whole massage tickets and whatnot.
Yeah.
But no Hina last episode, which was interesting.
No Hina.
Yeah.
She's being saved for the final episode or episodes. I would very much like to see some more stuff with her and Nitta before this whole thing ends, because, given that this show, only has, this many episodes, and then, it's been out for a while. I don't know if it's getting a season 2 necessarily. It really does deserve a second season.
Yeah. So,
but, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I want more of this show, y'all. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay. So
Anzu was just amazing this episode.
Was wonderful.
And then suddenly,
so wonderful.
Hina is
missing.
Gone.
Yeah,
she's missing.
Right.
And he's like,
now,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now the thing is,
yeah.
We already did the thing where the organization sent someone over, and then nothing happened, right?
Right.
Now it could be that this is the organization sending someone over again, right?
Right.
To actually do it right this time. But yeah. So here's the thing. The stuff with the documentary, that was great. I loved it. And the way that they're like, yes, it's gonna be like a Yakuza from the movies. And then they meet him, and he's just a regular guy that's, driving Hina to school and things like that. And
right.
They're just so confused. But then, of course, they fake it, and in the most ham-fisted, lame way possible.
Absolutely.
Like what they really should have done. What they really should have done is they should have decided, okay, this is what we're gonna do. All right, now let's think of some things that we can set up to get him to say, or things like that, so that we'll have better ammunition or something.
Sure, right.
Because they had a little bit to work with there, but man, oh boy. And they never thought to ask about the 12-year-old behind the bar. Like that, like.
I mean, not their job,
Yeah, exactly. It's not Hitomi's, story today, but the idea that basically they're looking for a story, right? And there's literally stories all around them.
Yep.
But they're trying to get a specific story, and it's just not going to happen.
Yep.
Right? That was perfect. That was wonderful.
Yeah. The whole Anzu switch with Hina was, in terms of reasoning why it happened, it felt a little bit like, we wanted to see what this would look like, so we did this, even though it doesn't make sense in the story. But I love that it happened because Nitta's theorized this in some ways. Yeah. He's like, wait a minute. Hina's not a good representation of what kids are usually like.
Yeah.
What if I had a regular kid here? Well, but then what if he had the perfect kid in Anzu, and it's just like,
yeah.
Every bit of imagery and little internal dialogue, monologue with him, just trying to figure out wait, I can corrupt her back to the old ways.
Right, exactly. That'll be my revenge on those parents that have it so easy.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's not that easy. Raising children and caring for them is a nightmare. They're constant annoyances. And then he realizes just how wrong he was, and he fights it, but he cannot resist. Yeah,
nope.
Exactly.
Nope.
The wholesome was too strong.
It was too powerful.
And the imagery, because the whole thing of the angel Anzu's going to carry him away. It's okay,
God.
yes, sure. But the thing was is that adding zooming out and showing the host of Hina's all clawing up towards him. That was beyond perfect. Like, oh man. It
was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like the gags in this episode were rather simple, but the one of the journalists trying to get this whole Yakuza kind of, image out of him was fantastic. And yet the futility of his situation, I almost wish they had gone a little bit more into his character instead of using it to showcase the entire interview kind of thing and how he edited it to be a specific way. Because I was like, oh yeah, he's got to support his and we're leaving him. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But then when they had the joke be that the other Yakuza memorized the whole thing, and then they're quoting it back to him like, yes, that was sublime.
That was great.
That was sublime.
Like I feel like with Hinamatsuri, it's not about the comedy is the thing. Like if you think about this, the whole setup with the with the interviewer and all that stuff,
right?
There were a lot of great gags along the way, right?
Yeah.
But all in all, it was kind of the same gag, right? That was then extended over a long period of time, right? And then with little twists and variations along it throughout, right? And in the case of like say showcasing the entire documentary all the way through, right? Like it wasn't as funny as like some of the other things in there, right?
Right.
But the quirkiness and juxtaposition of the fact that now this is something that is basically another element of the world, right? It's a bit of world building out there where now the Yakuza have this recorded, right? And even though they know that Nitta is the sweetest, most non-aggressive kind of guy out there, pretty much.
Yeah.
This exists.
Right. But to everyone that has the, a semblance of sanity,
they
can tell this is the most garbage piece of journalism on a mafia person ever.
But they could have a bunch of people that are like, more of like the masses kind of a thing where they don't know, so they just gobble it up because they're like, oh yeah, it's like the whole like reinforcing like what you already believe kind of a thing where they think that that's how like mafia and Yakuza are and stuff. So then it's like, oh, so naturally this is what would happen. Yes, of course.
Right. And they don't question anything they see on TV.
Right.
So
yeah.
There you go.
Wow. And the whole idea that we actually found out that originally he became Yakuza to help his mom. Like, I don't know if we knew that before.
Was it his mom?
Yeah, because his dad was gone.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted to help out his mom.
Okay.
And it's like, wow.
That's right, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the vase made it into the final cut.
Yes.
Oh man,
the Hina vase.
Like, I feel like that's one of those things that basically will help. Like, it's one of those things that the reporters would not be able to catch at all. No. But anyone who, like, say, knows vases and stuff would be like, wait, what? Like, it just helps scream fake because he's all, doing shots of, like, the gold necklace and watch and things like that. Oh, yes, and these expensive vases. Oh, wait, that thing's like $30, man.
Maybe it's the proof of, like, wait, that actually looks like something a kid would gift. Oh,
Yep.
All right.
Uh-huh.
That would be really cool. I half expected Utako to come into the situation at some point and kind of screw it up, and be treated as like the old flame,
Right. Yeah.
That would be quite funny. The whole skit where they had them stage the ashtray.
Oh, uh-huh.
And like attack, and the fact that he actually drew blood and like cracked the guy's forehead open, just like, what the heck?
Well, and the idea that when it's like, we need to see real Yakuza stuff, he's like, he doesn't even know what that is really.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I'll just do what my brother did that one time.
Right.
Like, he can't even come up with something himself.
Yeah.
Like, that's just there's those little things that just make it all the more better.
Right. But yeah, we have Hina stranded somewhere in a ski resort mountaintop kind of situation.
Yep.
And Yuki Matsuri?
Yeah, so in Battle Lines, there's a character called Yuki Matsuri.
Oh,
but,
wow.
So that's one of the reasons why I just found that really funny. But the thing is that one of the things is that actually means something in Japanese. It means snow festival. It's there is an actual specific snow festival called Yuki Matsuri. Yeah.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
Yeah, so Hinamatsuri is the name of the show. It's like the Hina party, right? The Hina festival, right? It's like, okay, yeah. But now it's actually going to be a, the whatever the situation is on the mountain.
Right.
But
so lots of snow.
Right. But
so do you think this is a thing of where we're finally going to get Nitta coming full circle and realizing that he has to appreciate what he has with Hina?
Well, okay, here's the thing. Yes and no, because they've been doing that multiple times since the very beginning of the show.
Right, but he still hasn't gotten it yet.
Well, yeah, but I feel like
it's a progressive thing, Jacob.
It's an asymptotic thing where at the beginning he didn't care about like Hina at all, right? And then he started to care about Hina a lot more. But the thing is, even so, he's never actually gonna
he's never gonna approach zero.
Yeah, exactly. He's just getting closer and closer, but he's never actually gonna get there. So. Hence why they'll be able to continue to basically milk the themes of this show in that he's constantly realizing just how much he cares about Hina.
Gotcha.
While at the same time not relinquishing the fact that Hina bugs the crap out of him. Like there are so many times where he absolutely hates Hina.
Oh, yeah.
And would love to trade her in for Anzu, right?
Without hesitation.
He'd
trade her in for anyone, almost.
But at the same time...
Right.
Maybe, just maybe, if he did trade her in for Anzu, there would be a point where he might regret it.
Yeah.
Where he might be like, I wonder what Hina's up to right now.
Yep.
You know? So
it's a good point. It's a good point.
We only have one more episode left in this show.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So this show, y'all. This show.
Thank you for getting us to watch this show.
It deserves a second season.
Yep,
it deserves a lot more of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that the show is still surprising us with little environmental character introductions, I would say, with this whole journalist, wanting to do an interview on Nitta after the whole takedown of an entire, gang single-handedly. And I love how Nitta will not, give up, Hina in this regard.
Right.
And that he's like, oh, yeah, that was me. One, because it makes him look good. But
and that's also the story he's told the Yakuza.
Yeah, he has to maintain that. But the idea that this guy is not really, getting out of this okay. Like, that piece that he did, he probably didn't get a lot of positivity in the workplace behind it. It's probably one of those things of like, okay, you passed.
You made the boss happy, basically.
But I was gonna say he probably hit like the bottom line of passing, and it's like now you're not gonna do a project again, but you're spearheading for a long time.
Well, and another way to think about it is, it's a good thing that the Yakuza aren't, or at least the Yakuza he was dealing with, aren't the way that he originally thought. Because I can imagine there would be some, because he was going into this thinking, he wrote a will and everything, and he's like, I'm risking my life for journalism, but I'll do it.
Right.
Imagine if Nitta, say, had been the kind of person to hold a grudge, right? And he sees this butchering of everything that he told the guy, right? He might be a little bit upset,
Yeah, I just feel like that's the kind of thing of where, because, he had himself recorded in all this time. It wouldn't work that way, even if he was a murderer. Yeah, he might die, but they'd have footage of this.
I know.
They'd have all this stuff they could use.
It's just one of those things where it showcases how completely unworried about how Nitta would take it or anything like that the guy was, because he wasn't thinking about that at all. And not that Nitta would
because he saw that he was a normal guy at the end.
Yeah. Oh man.
So he's like, all right, we're faking it. Let's go.
Let's just completely reconstruct this, try and just do anything else.
Everything is made in the edit, y'all.
Mhm.
If you find something that's like a story or what have you that has really bad like pacing or narrative flow, it's not the writing, it's the editing.
Yeah. And what's funny is that when I think about it, if I were him, and granted, this is hindsight 2020, and the fact that this is a an anime and all that stuff, right? But if I were interviewing Nitta, right, and it seemed to be that he's actually this really like chill guy, right? Mm-hmm. That could actually be the most profound part about the story.
Yep.
Right? It might not be something that has the shock value of like, that would grab attention and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that actually could have a lot of staying power. You have this Yakuza guy. He's taken out an entire like other organization single-handedly, but he still takes the time to drive his daughter to school every day.
Yeah. They broke her leg. They wouldn't probably believe then that he took out a single.
Oh, right.
Because there'd be no evidence to tie him to that, and there is no evidence to tie him to that either way. Mm-hmm. But the idea that this makes it easier to sell that, I think, is the reason why they had to go this route.
Definitely. Yeah. But like, imagine him doing something where it's like, so you're such a calm guy and normal guy. What drove you to taking out this entire organization by yourself? No comment. Oh wow, this is amazing.
But you did do it, right?
Yes,
I did it.
But I don't want to talk about it. Oh man, it must be, who can only guess what kind of, dark emotions were stirred up in him on that day that he doesn't want to, bring up.
Business is business.
Yeah, business is business. Exactly. He's trying to set a good example for his kid,
Good one. I like it. Yeah. All right. Well, man. This was a good penultimate episode. There was some wholesome, there was some hilarity, there was some random, and then we got a setup for the finale with Hina being out and about in the snow, probably floating around somewhere, just going.
She just made a giant igloo out there somewhere,
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's like the most calm thing entirely, and she's just enjoying herself out in the snow because she's like, "Oh my God, I've never seen snow before."
Or maybe it's actually something that Hina staged. This is, or maybe the Yukimatsuri thing could come into play.
Okay,
Hina staged it specifically to get Nitta to come out there, so that they could have fun together, so that they could have a party in the snow.
Wow, and it's like her next evolution of the birthday party thing that she tried to set up. Bah.
Now, it doesn't have to be that. And I love what you caught on to of the idea that Hina isn't actually in that ending card bit.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like that, I don't know how I never noticed that
Here's
before.
Something else, yeah. In the ending card bit where they show everyone at the bar, there is no Hina, and there is a clear empty seat next to Nitta.
On the opposite side of him from Anzu.
So there's a very clear possibility that Hina is gone, and she's been returned back to her time, her location, her whatever.
Yeah.
And she's never coming back.
But there's no way they'll do that.
I don't know, man.
There's no way they'll do that. Like, no.
I don't know.
Nah.
And that could be the whole joke, is that the girl shows up finally a few years later, and she's like, "Where the hell is Hina?"
Oh yeah, like a year and a half or 2 years later.
Yeah, Mal
like,
comes.
Oh, someone else came and got her, and she's like, "What? What?
No!
I was on that deserted island.
No, traveling from Thailand.
Oh yeah. But I was on the deserted island for 10 months, and then after that, I traveled from Thailand all the way over here, and then found you and found out where I was supposed to go. And you're telling me that she's already gone." Oh boy.
Yeah, so y'all, this is going to be awesome. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, where you can chat with us about these stories, about anime in general. Or you can also talk with Jacob about his book.
Yes, my sci-fi novel Battle Lines is still available for order on Amazon. The link is in the description below, so go check it out. And if you do get it, make sure to leave a review.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.